My question is to the Minister for Urban Infrastructure. Will the Minister update the House on the government's investment in rail, including the $10 billion National Rail Program announced in the budget? How will this transformational investment improve livability and productivity in our cities and regions? I'm sure the member for Grainler would love to hear the answer.
The Minister for Urban Infrastructure.
Well, I do thank the member for Swan for this question. He's a very strong advocate for his electorate and a very strong advocate for rail and public transport. And I've enjoyed visiting with him the Perth to Forestfield Airport project, which of course benefits from $490 million of Turnbull government funding. And of course we've seen very significant funding for rail projects in the 2017 budget. $792 million for additional projects in Perth, including the Thornley to Coburn line and the extension to Yanchep. Victorian Regional Rail, $500 million committed, and of course $30 million committed for a business case for a rail line from Melbourne City to Tullamarine Airport. There's rail from the city to the airport in Sydney. There's rail from the airport to the city in Brisbane. There's rail from the airport to the city under construction in Perth. It's time we had rail from the airport to the city in Melbourne, and the Turnbull government is taking the lead. And this government has a clear and structured approach to rail. We've committed $10 billion to the National Rail Program, and this will support major rail projects around the country. We've got a structured program with urban rail plans being developed, working with the state government so that we have a systematic approach to delivering rail and to supporting city-shaping rail projects. Now, of course, by contrast, we have the approach from Labor. We saw the Shadow Minister in April announcing yet again, reprising the failed announcement of the New South Wales election campaign in 2015, where he said mysteriously that $400 million was apparently going to be sufficient for a rail line to Western Sydney Airport. What did the New South Wales Transport Minister say about that in 2015? She made the point that it was more likely to be $4 billion if you looked at an extrapolation from the most recently completed South West Rail Link. It's a reminder, Mr Speaker, of Labor's rank incompetence when it comes to delivering rail in New South Wales. Let's just remember the record. Let's just remember the record. The Parramatta to Chatswood Rail Link, they promised and they delivered half of it. The Bondi Beach Rail Line, promised in 1998, delivered zero. The high-speed rail link to Newcastle, promised by Carl Scully, what was delivered? Zero. The Hurstville to Strathfield rail link, what did Labor deliver? Zero. High-speed rail from Sutherland to Wollongong, what did Labor deliver in New South Wales? Zero. The North West Rail Link, what did Labor deliver? Zero. The South West Rail Link, what did Labor deliver? Zero. We had Carl Scully promise the CBD New Harbour Crossing. What did Labor deliver? Zero. John Watkins in 2008, what did Labor deliver? Zero. David
Members
Campbell,
on
the
my
West
right.
Metro, what did Labor deliver? Zero.
Minister
The
for
Western
Urban
Express,
Infrastructure will
what
resume
did
his
Labor
seat. The Minister will resume his seat. Members on my right, the member for Grainler will resume his seat. The Minister's time has concluded.